Hey there friends, welcome to my little corner in central Indiana. Today I just want to show you a little before of my kitchen garden when most of my raised beds are still empty, and I wanted to make this video to show you my space, my little space, to give you an idea of the area where most of my vegetables will be growing. For the last few weeks, I have been prepping the space, cleaning, organizing, weeding, adding compost, and finally this year, I got rid of several garden things that I have been collecting and just taking room in my garage. So they went into the donation pile, and hopefully other gardeners will get to use them in their spaces. You know what I'm talking about. I know I'm not the only one that collects these kind of things. I have a general idea in my mind of where my seedlings will be planted, but I really wait until I am looking at all of them outside in their spots to really decide where they will be growing. Being a visual person, this process works great for me. I can spend lots of time indoors on paper early on in the year planning where my zucchini or bush beans are going to go, but ultimately I like to wait until I am looking at my seedlings all ready to go in containers placed on my raised beds. This year some things are a little bit different. I currently have garlic growing in one of my raised beds, so that is going to limit my growing space, at least until I harvest around early July. So that means that if I want to grow anything there after the garlic is done, I need to start my seeds around late May or early June for whatever it is that is going to occupy that space. I also added a berry patch to my garlic, which is probably the smallest berry patch that you have ever seen. It consists of 9 raspberry plants in one of my raised beds, and I am really excited to see how they do their first year. Right now, all of the plants that I grew from seed indoors are slowly making the transition outside. In one of my last videos, I show you every single seedling, so if you missed that, just check the video's description. But so far, they're looking amazing. The temperatures outside are very comfortable, mid-70s for the highs, and mid-50s to mid-60s for the lows at night. So they have been staying outside for the night at this time as well. They're not quite there yet as far as being exposed to the sunshine, but so far things are looking good. If this is your first time growing seeds from plants indoors, whether flowers or vegetables, there is a very important process in the gardening world called hardening off. And that basically means the process or the transition that happens for your seedlings going from the indoors to the outdoors. And depending who you ask, some people take a couple of days doing this, and others like me take a couple of weeks. You start slowly, very slowly, introducing your seedlings to the outdoors. The wind, but especially the sunlight, can harm your seedlings if they get exposed to them overnight. Personally, I like to take my time for hardening off. I start with a lot of shade the first couple of days, then slowly they get a bit of sunshine. Little by little, they get used to the outdoor elements, and during that time, they get healthier and stronger. If you have been around for a while, you know that some of my absolute favorite tools in my seed starting journey are trays and containers from Bootstrap Farmer, and they are the ones sponsoring this video. And speaking of hardening off, let me tell you, these trays make the process a breeze. Their heavy-duty construction means that I can move my seedlings safely in and out of the sun without worrying about them falling apart. These trays aren't just strong, they're also convenient. You can get them in all sorts of sizes and shapes and colors, which I love, so they're perfect for whatever plants you're growing and whatever conditions you're working with. And have you checked their website lately? They have a lot of resources for helping us grow flowers and vegetables. And actually, from looking at one of their blogs, I got the inspiration on how I'm going to trellis my tomatoes this year using the lower and lean method. So if you need some inspiration, check them out and let me know what you find. If we look past the garlic bed all the way towards the back, you can see the area where I added my Greenstalks. Right now I have 3 of them set up, but here in the next couple of weeks I am planning to add a 3rd one. This area gets plenty of sun and we hardly ever use it, so I am taking full advantage of it. One of my Greenstalks is only for strawberries, and I am new to growing berries, but they look amazing in my opinion. I have a bunch of them forming already, so I am anxious to see how they taste. The other one is mostly for brassicas and some greens, and they're also doing great. I am planning to make a quick trip to one of my local nurseries to grab some compost and some annual flowers like Victoria Blue Salvia and marigolds to add to my raised beds. While I can start these salvias and marigolds indoors, I just rather grow something else that I probably cannot find locally instead of growing this. And grabbing a few flats for these flowers is really not a big deal. My lilacs are open, you guys. They opened yesterday and my goodness, the fragrance is just out of this world. The landscape around the garden is slowly changing. Things are being added, things are waking up, and I am just loving this time of the year in the garden. I am going to fully enjoy these next few days while my seedlings are still in the process of transitioning outside, because I know once they're ready, I will be busy every single day trying to plant every single seedling, trying to make sure that they have the space they need, that they are in the best spot where they can grow their best. And I am so excited to show you all of that in future videos.